Is the TaylorMade Stealth 2 one of the best options in 2023 for Mid Handicap golfers? Let's find out.
And let's find out now.
Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel, guys. That is right, Mid Handicap Mark is back with a bang.
Hello everybody.
Mark, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. I'm very good.
We've been testing drivers today.
We have indeed.
The latest and greatest of 2023. You've got a few favourites.
They're pretty
We'll
good.
not ruin anything just yet.
They're pretty good.
Could
these
this
new
be?
drivers.
Does it work for Mid Handicap golfers, do you think?
This one?
Don't answer it yet.
All of them. Who knows?
Who knows? Do you want to get it out there and let's have a look?
Yeah,
so
let's have a look
you
at it.
didn't really get on with the standard Stealth.
Didn't, no. The first Stealth was a little bit sort of, all right.
Yeah.
Didn't impress me really.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. This Stealth 2 looks, I think it looks, the design's better.
Yeah, I like the look of it. Like I love, so this is a kind of carbon composite at the back here. The
Yeah.
idea is they have used more carbon so they can strategically place weight in different locations. We've got the HD model here, which should work for you quite nicely. We've got a big 30 gram weight in the back of the club there.
Yes,
so
yeah.
that should kind of shove MOI a little bit further back. And obviously that weight in the heel is just a touch draw bias.
It's a bit draw bias,
so
isn't it?
Should maybe help you with the shot.
So it looks very nice. As we said earlier, I didn't get on particularly with Stealth 1.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that Stealth 2 is a bit of improvement for me.
Let's have a look. Should we test it against your Steady Eddie, as it were?
Steady Eddie.
Steady
I
Eddie.
don't know.
We have been in the studio testing these clubs as well, guys. So if you want to see the numbers against Mark's 4-year-old now, is it? 5-year-old?
Yeah, no, 4.
4-year-old Ping G410 and the new TaylorMade Stealth 2, then make sure you watch them in this video and subscribe if you enjoy these kind of videos. I'm not going to lie, Mark, I'm going to throw some of the swings you've hit today. You're swinging well today.
Yep, thank you.
Lovely day to be testing drivers.
It is.
So initially, how do you feel having not enjoyed the Stealth? Because I don't know many people who haven't enjoyed it really. I think most people
it's odd, isn't it?
have. But how do you feel about the look of it on top? So we've now gone shiny instead. Look how shiny that is as well. Shiny instead of that kind of matte carbon on top, and obviously a slightly lighter shade red face.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it doesn't. It's a bit of a different shape because it's extended quite a bit.
Yeah.
At that point, the head finishes there, the face finishes there, but
yeah.
then you've got another sort of 30 mil almost.
Yeah.
Out. So
that's a tradesman speak. 30 mil.
Hey, I could have said an inch.
You could have said
but I didn't. I said 30 mil.
Right, let's go. Nice. Lovely tee shot down that left side. Running up to that 150 marker nicely. How would you class the kind of feel and sound of that? It sounded very different to some of the other clubs that we have hit today.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I'm impressed with the distance.
Yeah. What was the strike like?
But it was just dull.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't sound amazing,
no,
did it?
It was just bang, it's through, oh, it's gone.
I mean, it is a long way down there.
It's gone a long way though, yeah.
The left-hand side of that fairway, near the 150 marker. This hole is playing 423 yards, so take 150 off of that, and it's a pretty good drive. You're going to go again with it?
Yeah, let's hit another one.
Is the feel important to you? Like if this performed a little bit better than anything else, but you didn't enjoy the feel, would you still get it?
No, I'd like to pick something that I felt good hitting.
Yeah, still a hobby, isn't it? You still want to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that wasn't a great strike, was it?
Two very different strikes.
Be interesting to see how they've both comparatively. How do you feel about looking at the red ring at the back of it? So that's the carbon composite ring, and they've actually made it look different so that it does kind of shadow the edge of the back of it for you to give you a bit more confidence.
Yeah. On
the standard version and the HD version. You can't see that on the Stealth Plus version.
Oh, can't you? Right, okay.
But only on those.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that at all. Probably the shiny crown is slightly off-putting.
Yeah, especially a day like today with a low sun.
Yeah.
That's a worker.
Yeah.
Now, having spent the day with you, Mark, testing other clubs, none of those ball flights were really as...
No, it's interesting, isn't it? Because all the other clubs were very similar.
Yeah.
When I hit the ball,
high ball flights.
they went where they went. Whereas those are that's 3 shots I've just hit with that one, and they're all slightly different.
When I went for a fitting for the Stealth 2, they put me in a 10.5 degree lofted head, and I wonder if that would help more mid-handicap golfers, because maybe that carbon face launch is a bit low. You do get some kind of low spinners off there. Should we hit one with your ping and just see how far that gets down there? Hopefully with a comparative shot, but if it's not comparative, then just a good swing.
Right, so it's the G410.
Looks louder sound off that one.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting to compare with probably your first shot. Very similar kind of shot.
Shorter than the first one, but it was obvious when it landed. That was a wet landing,
Yeah.
a damper landing than the Stealth, but it didn't carry as far as the Stealth did.
2 shots down the left, one with Stealth, one with Mark's old fitted driver. Let's see just what the differences are, and then we'll jump in the studio and see just what the differences are.
Yeah.
So, out of interest, Mark, you have a lot of TaylorMade woods in the bag anyway. You have the Sim 2 hybrid.
I do.
You've still got the M63 wood, which I know you really enjoyed from back in the day. So it's not a case of you don't like TaylorMade clubs.
No, not in the slightest.
Does the does the Stealth and the Stealth 2 work for mid-handicap, or does that carbon face work? It'd be interesting to get more loft on there and see
it
just
would be
how...
interesting to see with more loft, yeah, certainly. It certainly seemed to go a good distance.
Yeah.
Dispersion was a bit disappointing.
Say that, you've hit the fairway 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah,
And
certainly.
A wise man once said 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No, certainly, and I certainly know that a lot of colleagues at the golf club have got the Stealth.
Yeah.
And really like it.
Yeah. Similar levels to you, mid-handicap?
Yeah, yeah. Mid-handicap down to sort of 5 handicap level. They all seem to quite like it. So it's just me that doesn't seem to get on with it, which is a bit of a shame, because as you say, I've got a 3 hybrid, I've got a 3 wood in the bag, which are both TaylorMade. The drivers just doesn't seem to quite work for me.
No, and as we say that though, Mark, I know it had a bit of a damper landing, but your ping is here, and the Stealth 2
is up by the 150 there. So
I mean, well zoomed in here.
40 yards or so?
Yeah, to give you more of an idea, that's how much further up it is.
Yeah.
So, and where's the other one? The other one's over there somewhere as well.
The one's down on that side somewhere.
Yeah.
Just short of the tree.
Yeah, the second one's even further up there. Now, to say you've not hit those well, and you weren't really that bothered about the strikes, I think this is what TaylorMade and Callaway and Ping are all doing very well at the moment.
Yeah.
You're getting more out of it when you're not quite getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very good. I mean, obviously, it's tricky if you suddenly get onto a tee and start hitting the ball 60, 70 yards further than you used to. Because all of a sudden, those problem areas come into reach again.
Yeah, like the next hole we're going to play with the lake.
Oh, yes, yeah, with the lake. It's only water.
So, out of interest, I think we're going to have to do a video, Mark, at some point, testing the Stealth in different loft options as well, because I got kind of fitted for higher loft. Now, a lot of other people have done. Today, we've had them all in a 9 degree because we're trying to test the Ping, the Callaway.
Which is what I was fitted to.
Yeah, so keep
we've
it
tried
in
to
your
reflect
specs.
that, haven't we, in the other ones.
Right, this is going to be a slightly different tee shot because there's a horrible lake up that left side that we need to try and avoid.
Yeah.
Right, slightly different mission objective here. Instead of hitting it as far as you can, see if we can keep it down the straight and narrow.
You definitely don't want to be down the left.
No. So you don't really
and
want
too far right is a bit of an issue as well. But
so we'll go yours first this time.
Okay.
Set the standard with G410. Been a good driver for you, that, hasn't it?
It has. Yes. Yep.
Doesn't owe you anything.
I've done well with it. It's improved my driving game.
What a drive that is. Lovely shot.
And as we just said, you don't want to be down the left.
Did it take a kick left?
It set off quite nicely, but then it just seemed to be moving a little bit.
Do we have a little bit of wind, maybe?
I think there's a little bit of wind into up there.
Just a bit, yep. Right, let's go Stealth 2. How do you feel about the name of the Stealth 2? Because I know a lot of people have been talking about, obviously, Paradym and Aerojet and all these fancy names. Obviously, just sticking a 2 on the end. Maybe, I'm not sure if that's going to wet people's whistle as much.
Well, no, that's right. I mean, it's the second iteration of the first one,
Yeah.
and therefore, okay, nothing brand new.
I was amazed they didn't change the colour scheme.
So I think, yeah, the same red
Yeah.
scheme is a bit odd, isn't it?
And obviously you can say, well, we're sticking with it because it worked.
And it's certainly stealth in that it seems to be quite quiet.
Yeah.
Through the ball.
Yeah, it's like it's got a silencer on it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a breeze.
Yeah.
Coming into the face now.
Oh, that's just turning again.
I've
isn't
turned
it?
that one as well.
Lovely higher
That's a
ball
lot.
flight.
That went quite a distance, didn't it?
Yeah, that's flown a long way, that one, Mark.
Yeah,
it
it
sounded
has.
better actually. I don't know if maybe swung a
Yeah.
little bit faster there.
Yeah, it did
Tried
sound
to
quite
get
a bit
more
better,
out
didn't
of it.
it?
Have you got
yeah.
another one in your pocket? Should we go
I've got another one in my pocket, yeah.
go again with that? Yeah, that was probably the best sounding one so far.
Yeah.
Was it a touch toey?
I didn't think it was. Ah,
A little bit heelier,
and
that one.
that's just, yeah, that was a little bit heely.
Not bad in play.
Yeah, it's in play, it's in play.
Right, let's get down there, Mark, and see where they've finished. And also, let's
Interesting.
jump in that simulator room and see what the differences
Yeah.
were between the brand new TaylorMade Stealth 2 in the HD model. And to be honest, I'm not sure if maybe you could just go with the normal one with some of those ball flights we've hit today.
Yeah,
And your Ping G410.
yeah.
So guys, in the simulator room at Woolley Park Golf, we'll be testing the brand new TaylorMade Stealth 2 with Mark, and we actually jumped in and out of the Stealth 2 and Mark's very own Ping G410 driver, which I think is very important when testing drivers, just to make sure that you are testing drivers and not the golf swings. Obviously in mid-handicap golf that is quite difficult because we're not all that consistent. But looking at the numbers, the Stealth 2 just didn't really perform for Mark. The ball speeds were pretty similar, launch angle exactly the same, but the spin rates were just a touch higher with the TaylorMade Stealth 2, and he couldn't really get the strike that he wanted to. So interesting that even though he wasn't getting the strike, the numbers were quite similar, but as you can see, the distances were lacking quite a lot. However, the standard deviation wasn't that big. The standard deviation was only 10 as opposed to 23 with the G410. So more consistent, but not really performing as you would like. So rather interesting numbers there, and the big thing for me was that front to back dispersion. It hasn't really performed massively further than Mark's G410 when you get it out of the middle. But Mark, how did you feel like it went inside?
Inside, I didn't particularly like it.
Yeah.
I have to say. I think it was mainly because I don't get on inside, as we know, and the fact that it is quite a quiet club.
Yeah.
Just made it all sort of. There was no experience.
Yeah.
With hitting it. Outside, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
It is a lot better. It's
You
still
made an
very
interesting
quiet.
remark just then, if you walk into a pro shop.
Yeah, if you walk into a pro shop and say, "Oh, I'd like to try the Stealth, the new Stealth driver, please," and you get given it, I mean, yeah, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
So if you're not comparing it to others, I'm sure it's a sort of club that you could quite easily walk out of a shop with and be pleased with.
Lighter. Yeah.
Be pleased with, because it's a good club, certainly. We're kind of lucky in that we're getting to practice with a lot of drivers, so we can compare driver to driver to driver.
Yeah.
And for me, there may be one or two that are slightly better.
Yeah.
All
Personal.
But it's all personal, absolutely.
See where they finished. And this is what I'm getting from this video, Mark. Even though you're not really excited by it, I think the performance is actually doing quite well. That last cutty one into the wind out the heel is still in line with the pond where, to be fair, the other ones probably are.
The other one landed on the pond, we know, yeah. And all right, it's 170 to the green from here, but in these conditions,
it's in play, isn't it?
It's in play and the green's reachable.
So out of interest there, your first one with the Ping was actually quite a good strike, wasn't it?
Yes.
And the TaylorMade Stealth last one was probably the worst strike of the day of all the drivers we've tested.
It was.
And they were pretty much side by side.
Yep, that's right.
Right, Mark, this is it. One last shot, and then I want you to tell me your what word am I thinking of here? Your categoric opinion.
My categoric opinion.
Still the wrong word, but on the TaylorMade Stealth 2 and Mid Handicap Golf.
Okay. Although it's only my conclusion as opposed to anybody else's.
That's fine.
So. So I've been told that I've got to go across those trees on the corner.
Yep, that is the line. Should you choose to accept it. Well, that's gone and put the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it, Mark?
So is it like that?
Yeah, that is probably the best drive you've hit all day, isn't it?
Nice up, slight little draw on it as well as it went around the corner.
Was that out the middle as well?
I've no idea. Can't seem to see anything on these.
Could you feel it? That's an interesting one for people to know as well. Could you feel where it was out of, or not so much?
I would have said it was certainly closer to the middle.
Yeah.
Than the other ones had felt.
Yeah.
But because it's difficult for me to tell because it feels quite a sort of steady. It's the same feel across the entire face for me on this one. But yeah, I just said that was probably more out the middle than the others.
What would you say to mid-handicap golfers around the world who are thinking about putting a Stealth 2 in the bag?
Well, I wouldn't have a problem with putting one in my bag. Put it like that. It certainly performed nicely. It looks good. It's a great little club.
Would you get used to the sound, do you think?
I think I probably could, yeah. I mean, yeah, in the same way that the ping is very loud.
Yeah.
And I've got used to that.
Oh,
So yeah, it performed nicely.
Wonderful. Mark, thank you ever so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, James. It's
We'll
great
close off with showing just how far down the fairway that last drive is.
Yeah.
And we'll see you very, very soon.
I'm looking forward to it. Could have made the
Mark,
the ditch.
unfortunately, I think she's a goner. Too big.